Inflation is impacting everyone in this country, but some groups are feeling it more than others. In this next segment, we're going to look at how two different groups are adjusting to the price increases. One of those groups is retirees living on a fixed income. But we start with Vanessa Mashanya. She shows us how rising prices are hurting small town USA.
So up that way is Georges Creek, and then on up this valley is where the paper mill's set. So this is what we like to do when the sun's shining.
From the top of a hill with his dogs by his side, David Grove always has a good perspective on things.
It is discouraging when you go up past and you don't see nothing at the paper mill. It's bad.
Unfortunately, that perspective nowadays is not quite what it once was.
There's not much industry left. All the industry has moved out. That's the kind of things that shutting down in this whole area makes inflation, 10 times worse?
David is retired from a local paper mill here in the Appalachian town of Westernport before it closed 3 years ago. The closure put hundreds of people out of a job, and since it was the largest employer for miles, its exit left his neighbors hurting. His wife still works, which makes him one of the lucky ones.
We're surviving, but these other people, probably not so much.
While we all feel it, those living in America's rural corners and those with low incomes are being disproportionately hit by inflation. Bank of America research compared how rural and urban households spend their money. It found rural homes spend more money on energy, cars, and food compared to urban households, and end up putting less into savings. Rural residents also need to drive further to get to things like stores and doctor's appointments than urban residents do, and goods need to be shipped further out, driving the cost of everything up more. According to Gallup, of households making less than $40,000 a year, 71% are experiencing hardships. 42% consider their hardships severe.
It's just hard to get back to where you was, and I don't know whether this area will ever get back.
Yeah, my name's John Shingler with Port West Restaurant, owner/manager. My mom's still involved also, so yeah.
She still keeps an eye on you?
That's right, yeah. It's affected us tremendously, but everything, I mean, not just Port West, the dollar store, everybody in our area is hurting right now.
In downtown, the last 3 years for Port West Restaurant has been a 1-2-3 punch. The mill closure, the pandemic, and now inflation.
$1.79 for a head of lettuce right now. You know, it's crazy.
Even though he lost 30% of his customers when the mill closed, the food prices have given him no choice but to raise his own prices.
Chicken chimney.
It's hard for these small rural, like communities like this to understand why we have to raise them, because it's not like in a big city where they're used to paying those prices.
Customers, though, remain loyal. Just as the town has gone through years of recent hardships, they continue to hold each other up.
They just kept ordering, they were there through it all. So I'd have to say thank you to them tremendously, you know what I mean? So they were a big help through it.
Yeah, it's just a shame that, and it don't look like it's going to ease up anytime soon.
Communities like Westernport are used to picking each other up when times get hard, and the fact that they're there for each other is exactly why people choose to stay.
This is my home, and I like my home. When you're born and raised here, this is what you like.
I'm Vanessa Mashanya.
Inflation is having a major impact on those who live on a fixed income. Adi Guajardo from our 24-hour news network Newsy shows us the challenges that retirees are facing when it comes to balancing their budgets.
Food, rent, and gas prices are burning a hole in Americans' wallets. As the economy recovers from the pandemic and inflation pushes the cost of everything higher. But it's people on fixed incomes, like retirees, who are especially feeling the pinch.
Since I retire, it's like retirement means it's like you have limited income.
Sneha Leta Malavia retired when she turned 70 years old. She lives in low-income housing in New York.
Before I spend it, I have to think the budget.
A budget that's only growing tighter. In the past year, inflation reached the highest rate in 4 decades.
I feel like the price has gone so much compared to 2 years, 3 years before, like milk, fruits, vegetables, clothes.
Cost increases hitting nearly all aspects of life.
They also raised our premium for Medicare, raised the premium for our prescription drug plans.
Retired teacher Bill Allman says he has no choice but to cut back on spending.
Prices have gone up so high, I just can't afford them all anymore.
President Joe Biden proposed a solution to fight inflation during the State of the Union address.
More infrastructure and innovation in America. More goods moving faster and cheaper in America. More jobs where you can earn a good living in America.
This year, millions of retirees also received a 5.9% boost in their Social Security benefits, the biggest cost of living adjustment in 39 years.
It sounded like it was this big relief.
Stephanie Fullerton, the president and co-founder of Fullerton Financial Planning, says that while the adjustment is welcome, it's not enough.
The reality is, in evaluating the last 10 years, there were a couple years that there was no cost of living adjustment. So even with an uptick that we saw just recently, it's not even averaging what we should be averaging to maintain and keep up with inflation.
With the help of Senior Planet, an AARP program, Malavia learned to be tech savvy, and now she goes online to compare prices before she steps inside a grocery store.
Also, I focus the sales item.
Experts say now is the time to save and budget.
We'll show you ways to protect your money as inflation sends prices soaring. Next on The Race.